welcome to Minnesota, and I'm delayed, but just what have your first impressions been here? I know it's only been 3 days of practice, but getting onto the floor with your new teammates, new city, just kind of how has this week gone for you?
Yeah, it's been 3 days, but I got to come in a little bit early, like a week early, so it's always nice to unpack and like just figure out how to park at practice and all that. It's been good. Practice has been really good. Energy is really high. It's like what I would expect coming into this organization and watching them last year. So I'm really loving it.
Lan was in here and talking about just something she remembered so vividly about your time playing together at Stanford was just what a high IQ player you are. How does that also kind of help you out when you are in a new situation? You're having to deal with a new system, and players who are so close together have that system and experience playing together, and really depending on that part of your game.
Well, thanks, Lan. I think it's helpful. Well, one, I have signed many hardships in my life, which is you learn on the fly, literally join a team, play the same day. I've done that before. So I think I'm accustomed. I know the league. I know the way offense is played, and it's just what the team calls different actions. And I watched Minnesota last year. I really liked the way they play. But it's also really easy when you're surrounded by, I think this is a team full of high IQ players, and I think that's one reason they're so successful. So it's been an easy integration, and I'm just excited to build on it.
Karlie, what type of player are the Minnesota Lynx fans going to be expecting from you? What are you bringing to the table as far as, competitiveness, energy, shot making ability? What can fans expect from you this season?
Yeah, I think I'm just someone who loves basketball, so I like to bring that passion. Like, I'm going to yell and get excited when I hit a shot. But I think just consistency, and I think that's huge in the league, and it's huge to be a team that makes the finals and to compete for a championship. So I pride myself on that. I like to, you're not going to make every shot. You're not going to have your best day every night, but you can be solid on defense. You can be in the right spots, move the ball the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I'm playing with one of the, maybe if the best player in the world right now, Fee. So I think it makes my job easy. So just be consistent.
Karlie, you've obviously played as a visitor in the Target Center. What is your impression of Lynx fans, and how excited are you to get in front of them on the home team side of the bench?
Yeah, I mean, the crowd's always been awesome here. I feel from the outside, it feels like Lynx fans really ride for the Lynx. So I'm excited to be on the other side of that and be part of the family.
A year ago, Lance was sitting right there and was talking about how there were times in her career where she said it's just not going to happen in the WNBA. Maybe she'd wind up back in Australia. But then the opportunity came. She made most of it. You guys seem to have followed similar paths, and I was wondering if you ever had those doubts about whether the succession of those 7-day contracts were ever going to really come through and mean and end up kind of where you're at now.
Yeah, I think you have doubts on, like, you start to think, okay, I've gotten better every year. I played overseas, like maybe the odds are against me, or it's hard to break in, And I think a lot of players have paths like that in the league, and I think this is even a roster full of people that have had different stories like that. I think I just got to the point where I just love to play still, and I think playing overseas kept me going, and it was really fun for me, and I let go of the whole I'm only playing to make a roster spot in the WNBA. Like, that was a goal of mine, but I can't. I've learned you can't control outcomes, right? You can only control what you do every day, and I think just things have worked out by following that passion and surrounding myself with a good support system that has helped me become a better player, and also just like enjoying the day. Like, I think when you bring a light and you bring that kind of energy into a room, people want to have you on your team. So it's more than just the basketball. It's how you walk into a room, how good of a teammate you can be, and that translates to life too. So in my old age now, I think I'm just enjoying the process.
Well, Eric was up here earlier and he was talking about how they were playing against you when you were with LA, and he turned to somebody and said, "This is a good player, She can really do things," and they went after you, right? They signed you to your first deal, which I'm sure you'll never forget. And then you get traded here, and you find out that you got the same coach here. It's got to be kind of nice knowing that face walking in the door.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I'm super grateful. The T-Bows gave me my first official deal in the W, which when they came out I was playing in London at the time to take me to dinner in free agency. I was like, I didn't believe they were coming until I saw them. I was like to my agent, "Are you sure this is happening?" It was my first free agency even ever. I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, I joked with Eric that, he signed me for 2 years and I end up being with him for 2 years. But I loved playing for Eric, and I was pretty disappointed when he was let go by Washington. So I mean, it was a shock, the trade. I'm sure you guys heard how I found out about that, but I'm super excited. Like, I couldn't be happier being here and with Eric and Safu here also. It's really comfortable.
We'll move to a question on Zoom from Brett.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible to have the opportunity to join a team that was just in the finals. I love the way they play, and be able to play for a legend like Cheryl as well. That's exciting. I think there's, expectations and pressure that comes with that, and wanting to get back to the finals and win a championship. But to be honest, I haven't really played on a winning team in the WNBA yet in my career, so I'm just excited for this, whatever role is needed for me. But I just want to help elevate and bring what I do best at an elite level here.
Thank you, Karlie.
Thank you.